Sniff gone wrong.
Exactly. Speaking of food, time now to ask the expert. Processed foods are not exactly healthy foods, but some also contain ingredients that are weird, gross.
You may not even know what you are eating. We're here to tell you about it, though. Registered dietitian Lori Meyer joining us live this afternoon. So, weird ingredients. When you say that, what are we talking about?
Well, they run the gamut. I mean, it can be some chemicals. It could be like petroleum-based. It could also be animal or bug parts.
Parts.
There's a lot of.
You hear about that
things
with hot dogs usually.
Well, and then there's the other things that are allowed by the FDA because, let's just face it, they can't control every rodent and everything that runs across the conveyor belt. But we're not even talking about that. We're just talking about stuff that legally is put in and usually is on the ingredient list.
Like Good and Plenty's? What could be wrong with Good and Plenty's?
Well, Good and
I'm jumping ahead here. I'm like,
you are jumping ahead. Good and Plenty. You got to do the song.
So gross ingredients that are added to food.
Well, and these are the ones that are usually the animal parts or secretions. And the one that most people are concerned about are the beaver anal gland. I mean, that's the one that's gotten everybody on an uproar on the internet. It's called castoreum. However, no manufacturer is admitting that they're actually using it. We know that it is being used in some products, but nobody is putting it on their label. That you won't see beaver anal gland. And you don't even see castoreum any longer. But if you see something, I have this Nutri-Grain. I'm not saying it's in there, but anything that's strawberry flavored, raspberry flavored, vanilla flavored, that also says natural flavorings, it could be in there. We just don't know for sure.
But the government's got to be watching all
that.
There's got to be laws regulating it.
But there's nothing wrong with it. And in fact, I'm going to tell you something else. It may actually reduce anxiety. After you get past the anxiety of it being in there, it may actually reduce anxiety. So it's not even harmful for you. There are some, though, that could be. Now, these next ones, I have the runts and the Good and Plenty and the fruit cocktail. That is the coloring, the red coloring in there is coming from crushed beetle parts. It gives a red, pink, purple coloring. This is
kids eat bugs. That doesn't freak me out as much.
A lot. It's not a problem, but certain people have allergic reactions to that, so that could be a problem in that. Then the next one is going to be. This is the one that kind of is a little bit more gross. It's the beetle juice. It's shellac. It's confectioner's glaze. Anytime you see anything really, really shiny, again, the Good and Plenty, the Reese's Pieces, even medications. This is an excrement secretion from the beetle that they're using to make this really shiny.
Secretion in food, not good words together.
It doesn't sound great.
All right, sheep
we
oil?
also have sheep oil. Many times bubble gum, we'll use a gum base. It's from sheep oil. If you're a vegetarian or kosher, you might want to know that it's in there.
Okay.
So you want to be careful about that. And duck feathers. We're no longer using human hair. We're using duck feathers. If you see L-cysteine, it is an amino acid, helps dough conditioning, and they're using it because the synthetic is too expensive.
Possibly in
so
what?
It could be in the hot dog buns, it's in the Hot Pockets, any baked goods.
Gum.
We also are seeing that red number 40 can be a problem. It can be an irritant, skin irritant, allergic irritant to people, anything red. It's usually in there. And then we have a new one. It's used in foam plastics. We're also putting it as a dough conditioner, and some people are getting some asthma reactions to that. Also, some kidney problems could ensue.
Don't eat anything in a box or a bag.
The moral of the story is these are processed foods. These don't really look healthy to begin with.
Right.
So if you're eating them, don't eat them often.
Okay, Lori.
And you probably have nothing to worry about.
Thank you.
All right, I guess I'm giving out apples for Halloween. Got a question for our experts? Email them at asktheexpert@today'stmj4.com. You can also leave a voicemail. The number is right there on your screen.
Let's get a check.